It was supposed to be simple. Just a sale. A clean, quick transaction. 5 months had passed since she was gone. 5 months, they said, was enough. Enough to move on. Enough to breathe again. The car sat in the garage like a monument to her memory. It still smelled like her. Faint perfume, vanilla, and something artificial I couldn't name. I opened the driver's door slowly, like stepping into a church or maybe a mausoleum. Dust floated in the weak light, silence pressed down, but there was no peace. Only the ghost of her presence. I moved with care. I've always done things methodically. I cleaned the console, wiped the dashboard, vacuumed the floor mats. Then I got to the glove box. It clicked open. And that's when everything began to fall apart. Inside was an envelope, thick and worn at the corners. My name, written in her careful, slanted handwriting. My heart stopped. She had never left me letters. Not ever. She hated goodbyes. My fingers shook for a moment, then I forced myself to open it. Inside was a photograph and behind it, a hotel receipt. 3 nights. A beachfront resort. The name of a man I didn't know. But I recognized him instantly. I had seen him once before, standing at her funeral in the back, crying harder than I did. I sat in her car for an hour, staring at the photo. It was candid, too intimate to be posed. Her head rested on his shoulder. His hand was on her thigh. They were smiling, not just happy, but comfortable, familiar, like they had done this countless times before. The receipt's date, 3 months before she died. 3 months before the accident, she had told me she was on a retreat, needed space, and I had believed her, foolish, trusting me. But I didn't feel anger, not yet. What spread through me was colder, a quiet ice under my skin. Something didn't fit. I remembered her texts from that week, polite, distant, strange, but I'd brushed them off as stress. Now reading them again, every word screamed deceit. I searched his name. I found him. No wedding ring and photos, but he posted a tribute to her on the day she died. Forever M, just M. No last name, no tags. I knew. She had been in his heart, in his bed, while I waited for her to come home. I didn't confront anyone. Not yet. I watched, I studied, I analyzed. Her life became a crime scene. Old emails, hidden folders, archived messages. She had covered her tracks well, but not perfectly. There were traces. Tiny clues she never thought I'd see. A duplicate hotel key in a coat pocket. A lipstick I never saw her wear. A playlist. His songs. I listened to it all. 3 hours of someone else's memories. More photos appeared. Cloud backups she forgot to delete. Him kissing her neck. Her laughing like I hadn't seen in years. I went to the hotel quietly just to look. The receptionist remembered her. Remembered them. She assumed I was the man in the photos. I didn't correct her. "I hope your wife comes back soon," she said, smiling. I nodded. She never left, I thought. Not really. Pieces of her were scattered across strangers' memories. But none for me. Not anymore. The final confirmation came in a manila envelope. A private investigator. I hadn't hired him out of rage, only to know the truth. His report was meticulous. Dates, names, receipts, witnesses. It went back 2 years. Not just one man, 2. The one in the photo, and another, his friend. She had a system. A hidden life constructed beside mine. I didn't scream, didn't cry, didn't even shout. I waited. I found the man from the photo. Sent him a package, just the photograph and a note. She had told both of us we were the only one. He replied 3 days later. "I'm sorry." I didn't answer. I wasn't looking for an apology. I was making sure he knew. Her sister invited me to a memorial dinner. 5 months had passed. Friends, family, stories of her life. I went. Clean shirt, shaved, calm. Everyone smiled seeing the grieving husband. I waited until dessert. The room had quieted. Then I stood. "I found something," I said. I pulled the photograph from my coat pocket, holding it high. Silence fell like a thick curtain. Her mother gasped. Her sister looked away. I walked to the man who had given a speech about her faithfulness. I laid the photo in front of him. "No more lies," I said softly. "No anger, just the truth." Then I left. The air behind me fractured. Voices rose. Chairs scraped. But I didn't look back. I sold the car the next day. Didn't even clean the passenger seat. The man who bought it shook my hand, commenting on its good condition. I nodded. It wasn't. But he didn't need to know that. As I walked home, I passed a mirror in a shop window. I looked at myself. Not a widower. Not a victim. Someone who knew the truth and no longer carried it. She took my love, buried it somewhere I'd never find, so I returned the favor. Final price, 1 photograph, and silence. Most nights, I still sleep fine.